The morning bell had barely rung when Maya Quinn stepped through the rusted front gates of Eastbrook High. She wore a plain navy hoodie, the sleeves tugged over her knuckles, and a black backpack that had clearly seen better days. Her shoes were dusty, her jeans patched at the knees, and her eyes, those deep brown eyes, held something the other students weren't used to seeing, defiance and pain, locked together like two parts of the same puzzle. Nobody noticed her at first. That's the thing about schools like Eastbrook. If you walk with your head down and don't look too rich or too weird, you blend into the blur. But Maya wasn't going to stay invisible for long. She had only just made it to her first class when she saw him. A boy, skinny, pale, and quiet as a shadow, was being cornered near the lockers by two bigger kids. One had a varsity jacket stretched over bulging muscles, the other, a smirk carved permanently on his face. The kind of kids who laughed too loud when they made others cry. The weak boy's name, she would learn later, was Caleb. Caleb didn't speak. He just clutched his books tightly to his chest and took the shelf without complaint. His glasses slipped down his nose. One of the bullies snatched them and dangled them out of reach while the other rifled through his backpack, tossing out notebooks like confetti. The hallway was full, but no one intervened. Teachers pretended not to see. Students looked down at their phones. It was easier that way. But not for Maya. She didn't even think. She dropped her bag, walked right up, and said, loud and clear, "Put his stuff down." The hallway fell into a sudden hush. The boy in the jacket turned, annoyed. "Who the hell are you?" Maya's voice didn't waver. "The girl who's about to make you regret every time you picked on someone smaller than you." They laughed. She didn't. The fight, if you could call it that, lasted about 30 seconds. Maya moved fast, too fast. One well-placed elbow to the ribs, a kick to the knee, and both boys were on the ground, groaning. She didn't use fists. She didn't need to. She was precise, practiced. Later, people would whisper rumors, she was in juvie. She trained in martial arts. Her dad's a boxer. None of those were exactly true. She knelt beside Caleb, handed him his glasses, and said softly, "You okay?" He nodded, stunned. Then, she picked up her bag and walked away like nothing had happened. Word spread like wildfire. By lunch, everyone knew her name. Teachers called the office. Students stared from behind soda cans and sandwich wrappers. Some admired her. Some feared her. But one thing was certain, nobody dared mess with Maya Quinn. But underneath the surface, the story was far from over. That night, the principal called her in. "Violence," he said sternly, "is never the answer, Miss Quinn." "Neither is standing by while a kid gets humiliated," she replied calmly. "You can't go around attacking students." "They're not students," she shot back, "they're predators. And I'm tired of being told to just watch." He gave her in-school suspension. 3 days. A slap on the wrist, really, but it didn't stop her. Over the next few weeks, Maya noticed more. Caleb always sat alone, in the far corner of the cafeteria, picking at his food like he was afraid it might bite him back. He walked with his head down and flinched every time someone brushed past him. So one day, Maya sat across from him and said, "What's with the comic?" He blinked, surprised. "What? You're always drawing." "Show me." He hesitated, then turned the sketchbook toward her. Inside were incredible pencil drawings of superheroes, monsters, and quiet boys who became brave when no one else could see. Maya smiled. "You're really good." "No one's ever said that before," he said softly. "Well, I'm not no one." They became unlikely friends. Maya didn't talk much about her past, but Caleb asked questions carefully. She finally told him, one rainy afternoon, "I used to be like you. Quiet. Small. A target." "What changed?" "My mom died," she said flatly. "My dad got mean. I had to learn how to fight. Not for glory. Just to survive." Caleb nodded slowly. "I'm sorry." She shrugged. "Don't be. Pain makes you stronger. But it also makes you notice others who are hurting." Together, they started something. Maya began speaking up when others were bullied. She'd walk over, calm and steady, and ask, "You sure you want to keep doing this?" Her reputation was enough that most backed down. But more importantly, other students started following her lead. She taught Caleb how to stand tall, even when his voice trembled. She taught a girl named Priya how to say no when people mocked her accent. She helped a boy named Jamie report harassment, and stayed beside him through every meeting. It wasn't about fighting anymore. It was about showing them they weren't alone. Then came the assembly. The principal, pressured by rising complaints and a new wave of support for anti-bullying programs, asked Maya to speak. She stood on stage, in front of the entire school, her hands in her hoodie pocket, eyes steady. "I'm not here to make you like me," she began. "I'm here to ask you why you keep letting people get hurt when you could stop it." She paused, scanning the crowd. "You think silence makes you safe. It doesn't. It just gives power to the worst people in the room. I know, because I used to be silent too. I was the girl who got pushed, mocked, beaten. No one helped me." She took a breath. "But one day, I decided I wouldn't let anyone else go through that alone. You don't need to fight. You just need to care." The room was silent. Then, slowly, one student stood up. Then another. Then another. Even Caleb, from the front row, stood, his sketchbook clutched tight against his chest. By the end of that month, things changed. Bullies still existed, but they were outnumbered. Caleb joined the art club. Priya ran for student council, and won. Jamie started a podcast about surviving school pressure. And Maya? She kept watching. Protecting. Teaching. Not with violence, but with presence. And whenever someone asked her why she cared so much, she'd just smile and say, "Because the world doesn't need more people who look away. It needs people who show up."